Now, planning ahead of medical school is crucial, especially with the current state of the medical education. Costs are staggering. Even people that end up getting into medical school don't finish medical school. Some of them drop out along the line. So, if I were to start medical school in 2025, here are a couple things I would do differently. Hi there, I am NGM, Joko Gloria Martins, NGM for short. I'm a medical doctor living in Nigeria. I just finished medical school and I make YouTube videos to help individuals navigate medical school, help them overcome challenges in medical school, and help guide people that want to get into medical school have a better chance of surviving medical school and in the long run become better doctors. So in some of my videos, you've seen that I've been somewhat hinting at some things I wish I knew before getting into medical school. Yeah, so if I were to start medical school in 2025, there are a couple things I would do differently. Yeah, a lot of times people get into medical school for very different reasons, for very weird reasons too. Sometimes you hear students tell you that my dad wanted me to be a medical doctor, my mom wanted me to be a medical doctor. Oh, my dad is a medical doctor, so I have to be a medical doctor. That's the only thing I know how to do. Or for some just weird reason. And then some even just blatantly tell you the truth that medicine and surgery is the most lucrative job. Not lucrative, is the most professional and well-respected task or jobs you can ever venture into. And I'll beg to differ. I would say the tides are a bit changing. The way things are now is not the way it used to be before. Okay, previously in Nigeria especially, you could say yes, medicine and surgery was the creme de la creme, like of all courses, and it was very much respected and all of that. But I would say things are very much different now. If you're a medical doctor, some medical doctors even do different other things in order to stay afloat. Some do multiple jobs to help them survive the economic challenges and even provide for their families. So for someone that wants to get into medical school in 2025, you have to have your reasons straight. Some of my classmates here along the line, when we were still beginning, because they didn't have a firm reason, they didn't have a reason of theirs for wanting to get into medical school, they found it very hard. They found it challenging even. I wouldn't say they didn't succeed in the end, but some of them did. But some, they were like, if I get to fail this thing, if I get to fail my second MBBS examination, I wouldn't feel bad because I never even wanted to be here in the first place. Some of them don't have the drive to do what they ventured into to do. You get most Nigerian households see it as a very high-ranking, see it as a very beautiful accomplishment for them to have a child that went into medical school or that went to medical school. Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong, but then your reason to get into medical school should be more than just, oh, let me just get there, or let me just see how it is, or my parents are, or my parents told me to do. Do you understand where I'm getting at here? So you have to have a clear reason to want to do what you're doing. So I, for one, I went into medical school because I felt it's the only place I would be able to give as much help as I possibly can. Yeah, what drove this my reason was, this is not time for story, but maybe we'll get to my own reason for getting into medical school in another video. But for this, if I were to get into medical school in 2025, these are a couple things I would do differently. Now, medical school requires that you're proactive and strategic, both in your planning and in your execution. You don't just come to medical school and decide to wallow away or follow the side with the people that are doing what they are doing and then expect to come out successful. You're going to be fished out one way or the other. You have to have stuff for yourself in the long run. Now, one thing nobody tells you is that one thing they tell you is that you need to be the best of the best. You need to have a lot of money when you're getting into medical school because it is expensive. Yeah, those are true. But another thing I wish people talk more about is that medicine comes with a lot of workload. Now, it is not enough that you're intelligent, because even the intelligent ones fail out of medical school. It is also important that you know that the workload, the things you're expected to know, the things you're expected to study, to read in each class is plenty. It is big. Do you understand? So yeah, if I were to get into medical school in 2025, I'll prepare my mind for the workload. I'll prepare myself for the workload. You may not necessarily get to feel the brunt of it in your 100 level, but when you start getting into 200 level, where you have the anatomy, physiology, and the likes, you may start feeling the brunt of the workload in 200 level. So yeah, you need to prepare for the workload. Prepare your mind that you have a lot to cover within a very short period of time. I feel that is one of the greatest disadvantages of medical school. But if the time or duration to finish medical school was longer, I'm sure a lot of people will be discouraged. So just have in mind that you have to finish a whole lot of courses, a whole lot of topics. You have to know quite a lot in a very short period of time. So prepare your mind accordingly. So when you come to school, you do not just coming to school and then going home throwing your bag away because okay, maybe you're intelligent and you've quite understood what is being taught. No, you're going home and then you're reading for the next course. You're reading for what is ahead. Do you understand? Quite fine and good. Being intelligent and all of that will definitely help you understand the concepts, understand the important complex concepts, and then help you to navigate it. But then you need to have a good understanding of the workload that you're getting yourself into. So yeah, having a clear reason or a clear purpose for getting into medical school, like not a clear purpose, not the one that your parents give to you, not the one that maybe somebody influenced you or something like that. Having a clear purpose for yourself, having a clear reason why you're getting into this medical school would help things come a little bit more easier. You may not necessarily even have to fight for a passion and all of that. Fine, it's stressful and all, we get it, but then this would help you to push on when you start getting discouraged. And the next thing I would do is to prepare and find time for extracurricular activity. Yeah, there's more to medical school than just becoming a medical doctor. Yeah, there are some things that helped shape me in medical school year, and that I feel helped me become a better person and a better medical doctor than I would have been. Yes, so preparing for extracurricular activity, it may be politics that piques your interest. I would advise a lot of medical doctors to even get into politics. Yes, so it may be politics, it may be religion, it may be different associations you have, it may be a book reading club. It's not enough to just get into medical school and dig yourself or your entire life into medicine and surgery. It's fine, don't get me wrong, but then have a life outside of medicine. And fine, medicine and surgery requires a whole lot from you and a whole lot of your time, and you don't have time to even sleep and all of that. But if you make time for these extracurricular activities, you would not have any excuse not to do it, and it's not going to interfere with your life. If you have proper time management plan, I don't feel it's going to be an issue to you. I, for one, I was involved with a lot of as my association tasks. I even went into politics in my 200 level. So yeah, I represented my class in, I think, a constituency or something like that. So there is enough time for that. You get, and I would advise you to get into those, but don't get carried away. Now that's another thing that I feel a lot of people are getting wrong. They get into that and then they make that their priority. That is not why you're in medical school, mind you. If you fail out of medical school, you will not have the opportunity to do those things which you would want to do. You will not have the opportunity to become a politician in your association in medical school. You don't have the opportunity to even be in the associations that you were. So yeah, the priority for you to get into medical school is to become a medical doctor. And that is why in my other video I explained the importance of listing out your priorities. What are your priorities? You came here to become a medical doctor. Every other thing is secondary, but then extracurricular activities, I would prepare myself for extracurricular activities. Is it Rotary Club? Is it CMDA? Is it NIFES? Is it politics? Is it football I want to get into? Find time, plan accordingly for them. If I were to start medical school in 2025, I would do a better work networking. And this is a bit somehow, my friend's name is Network, but okay, I would do a better work networking. Do you get? So yes, if I'm a very good musician, if I sing very well, if I'm a very good instrumentalist, I will not just come to medical school and be doing medicine and surgery. Hell no. I would venture into other things, connect with people that are doing the same thing. If I'm an instrumentalist, connect with other people that are also instrumentalists. You never know where all these secondary skills are going to help you in. Do you get? If there's anything extra that you love to do, don't wallow yourself into medicine and surgery. That is my life and all of that. When you come out, I don't know, but right now I feel like, yeah, I would have done, even not that I would have done, there's nothing more I would have done. But then, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're a person that just did everything medicine and surgery, if you come out and then you don't have any other interests, you don't have any other thing that excites you, I wonder how you're going to feel. I don't know how those people are feeling. Do you get? So yeah, you find time for this and find time for the important thing. Find time for why you are in medical school. Another thing I'm about to say is something I feel a lot of people know about, but some of them don't really take hold of the opportunity, or some of them don't know that you can actually get this in medical school, and hence they don't prepare accordingly for it. Now, I made a video about this, so maybe I'm going to upload the video shortly, maybe after this. If you're in 100 level and you're getting into 200 level, there are scholarships available to individuals who just finished 100 level. Some students, when they come, they don't know that these things are available, so they don't strive to get even better results in their 100 level. So some scholarship requires that you have a CGPA of 3.5 and above, and after their 100 level they realize that they didn't make up to that CGPA, you get, and they can't apply for those scholarships. But if you have this information, if you know that you can actually utilize those scholarships, you may not necessarily need the money. It's just like an extra cash. So what would it hurt? You get? So yeah, if you have this information, I'm sure you'll be able to plan better. You get? Some people too, they didn't even, and after 100 level in medical school in Nigeria, you don't necessarily need a CGPA. They don't give you, or they don't calculate your CGPA for you moving forward. So all you need is your statement of results. All you need is to just pass each of your courses that is above 50. You need to just get above 50. So with that alone, you don't need to be the brightest of the bright to get a scholarship. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people could benefit from this if they had this information. There are a whole lot of scholarships. There are even grants too that are given to a lot of students. So if I had this information, well, I was a beneficiary of a scholarship in school. Yeah, so if I had this information, or I had this information, I would prepare better for medical school in 2025. Another thing I would do differently if I were to start medical school in 2025 is to give myself into research. Yeah, the world is The world is changing, yeah. And if you are to be one of those that want to leave Nigeria, maybe you want to write your USMLE examination, yes, you need to have some research works already published. So if I had this information differently earlier, rather, I would, yes, give myself into research. I may not necessarily be in the class that, okay, for most medical schools where they do their research is in 500 level and final year classes, but yeah, you can get involved. Just volunteer yourself. For most of them I did. For some people we weren't later featured in the final work of the research. Do you get? We just help them take the measurements and all whatnot. Do you get? So we weren't properly invested in the scholarship, and I feel like if we knew better, maybe these are the things that we would do differently. Maybe after volunteering, not necessarily go out for the money. Well, the money could be an added advantage, but instead of the money, yeah, tell them that you need your name to be published when the article is being published or when the research work is being published. Do you get? I'll give myself into a little more of research. Yes, you may not necessarily do all of these things, but maybe pick one that piques your interest. Do you get? And then I would also give my time to clinical rotations. Now, I discovered that I need to be present if I need to learn some certain things. So if I were not there when those things are taught, mind you, well, I read my books at home, yes, but then I feel like I learn better when I am present, when I am there. So sometimes you see me going for rotations, going for all of that, is because that is how I think I learn best. So the last thing I would say is that I would be a little bit more open-minded when it came to my study strategy. Now, in my initial phase, I wanted to do things alone. When I was in 100 level, 200 level, I wanted to do things alone. I didn't want to have anybody around me. Well, I felt that was how best I would study, GGET. But in the long run, I discovered discussion group was very much helpful. Having study partners was actually very much helpful. They help you work faster. They help you even know things that you thought you knew about, GGET. So yeah, I would be more open-minded to try other study patterns. Now, I made a video about study strategies that would help you ace medical school, so I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this particular video. So if you want to watch that, do well to click on the link and help yourself. So yeah, I would give myself be more open-minded to other study strategies, and I feel like they would have helped me even get better at my results and all of that. So yeah, not like I'm having any regrets. Do you understand? My medical school year, I believe, was very beautiful. I got to meet a lot of beautiful people, GGET, in the course of my medical school year, and they made medical school seem a little bit more bearable. Yeah, it made medical school seem a little bit more bearable. So I don't think I'll take back anything. But if I were to start medical school in 2025, I bet you I'll take these things a little more serious. So I'm sure these tips or these ideas would help guide you to make better decisions for your medical school year. They'll help guide you to navigate medical school. Yes, they will help guide you to even have a better, clearer purpose of coming into medicine and surgery. Yes, one thing I would always tell you is that the goal is not to be perfect. Yes, you're going to make mistakes along the line. You're going to maybe have a little bit of shakedown and all of that, but don't let it stop you from your goal. Don't let it prevent you from being where you are at. Once you cry about one thing, let me tell you something that maybe somebody told me earlier. Like, once you cry about a particular thing, clean your eyes and never cry about that particular thing ever again. Do you understand? So yeah, just keep at it. Keep at it. A lot of people failed in medical school in their second MBBS examination, but today there are doctors there. I would say they're even better doctors. Well, I'm not justifying the fact that they had to go through what they went through. Failing any exam in medical school can be a crush on your ego and can set you back mentally, you get. But then I would say there are even better doctors today. So yeah, don't look down on yourself. Don't take lightly your experiences. I want you to stick around. There are a lot of other videos I know will be of great help to you, and I know they will be of great help to you. So just check out the videos I've already uploaded, and if you're yet to subscribe, I advise you to subscribe. There are a whole lot of beautiful things coming your way on this channel, and I bet you don't want to miss it. This is just our beginning, and I'm sure more exciting, more educational things are going to be uploaded on this channel. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I do hope you've gotten some sort of value from this. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gloria here. Peace.